And now Royal Reality to move up. Stranty has been behaving well. And Strategic, who's drawn in, or near gate 6 actually. He's in gate 6, has been behaving perfectly. And here's the starter now moving down front, so it shouldn't be long before they're off and racing. Fellstaff, Rungstead behaved nicely. So does Strategic and Vernal. Bellatron. Just about ready to go. Racing this time. And respected, one of the best out. Vernal jumped away nicely, so did Royal Reality. Be Aware moving up, and so's Fellstaff. And here's the favourite showing plenty of zip. Strategic to hit the lead, followed through by Bellatron, and then comes Exalt and a Select Star. Rungstead getting back now, and so too is Jim Do, followed on the inside next by Stranty, and wider out on the track is Vernal, and about 2 lengths the Groom Fun Day, and Mount View is last of all. Up to the corner they travel, and Strategic a clear-cut leader, more than a length on Bellatron. Third is Exalt on the inside from Fellstaff, Select Star, and then Vernal, and the deepest runner is Be Aware. Into the stretch and on top of the rise and Strategic. Nursed along by the rider Beatman, increasing his lead on Bellatron to 2 lengths now. Third posse is Vernal, and then Fellstaff, Be Aware. Exalt over on the inside is sticking on nicely, but Strategic eyes a good cold. He put about 6 lengths now on Vernal, and on the inside Bellatron, but Strategic, an absolutely brilliant winner. Strategic wins at about 7 lengths. Vernal's run second and Bellatron third, followed by Exalt with Fun Day, Rungstead, Select Star, and then Fellstaff. Further away, Be Aware, Stranty, and then came the Groom, Respected, Jim Do, second last Royal Reality, and Mount View was last. Boy, he is good.
From the Super Tab, 14 Strategic at the favourite, $1 the win, 65 the place, 16 Vernal at 125, and 1 Bellatron at $1.
Vernal, ridden by Michael Evans, second, will pay $2.80. Number 1 Bellatron, ridden by Larry Cassidy, third at $1.80. What time's he run? 58.21. It's not so much the time, but it's the manner in which he did it. 58.21 has bettered Jet Bull's race record of 58.4. So he's a new race record to hold of this fella. Strategic by Zedative from Sudden Impulse. As I was saying to you before the race, a 2-year-old chestnut colt trained by John Hawkes for Jack and Bob Ingham and ridden by Darren Beatman. And the dam, Sudden Impulse, a winner here, and a daughter, as I mentioned earlier, of Golden Slipper winners, Luskin Star and Sweet Embrace. So certainly bred to be good. Strategic, number 14. As the numbers shoot up, 14, 16 and 1. The runner-up Vernal, a 2-year-old chestnut colt by Sir Tristram from Spring Delight. And he's a 3/4 brother to Grosvenor in actual fact. And the dam Spring Delight is a daughter of Gay Poss, who won an AJC Oaks, a family of Mahia, Shadaya, and I believe it was sold at the Magic Millions for 50,000, Vernal, and it's got a good future too, particularly over a longer journey. Number 1, third Bellatron, a bay colt 2 by Rory's Jester from Judy Ann, trained by Gay Waterhouse, ridden by Larry Cassidy. And of course, you all know about Rory's Jester, a Golden Slipper winner, and Judy Ann won a flight stakes and a surround stakes.
Almost at Canberra.
Go Lean, who won a flight stakes, and is from the family of Sobar. She was passed in at the Inglis sales this year, Bellatron. So some interesting breeding with the place getters in this afternoon's Canterbury Stakes. New South Wales Quinella was 8.20, trifecta 37.60. The winning margin was 5.5 lengths, with a length second and third. 5.5 a length, 58.21. That is a new race record sectionally for the last 600, a very nippy 34.14, and the exacta 11.30. Third race, the big gun in Fax handicap 1200, a field of 7, no scratchings, no riding changes, as Interstate leave us.
Okay, thanks Ian, let's go.
16 Vernal and 1 Bellatron, the first 8 Masterful El Cassidy from 4 Profits and the 3 Cohort. Now Irish Moss about to come up to the barrier stalls, resuming after a spell. Irish Moss by Twig Moss and trained by Bruce Cashman. Bruce, of course, well known in light harness racing circles. And in goes Irish Moss. He's in gate 7, Marcidi in gate 6. Marcidi carrying the Jeff and Beryl white colours, white purple star and hoop sleeves, and away they go. And talking about Marcidi, he jumped like a rocket. He leads Dry Humour more than a length settling down. Third posse is Odessa, followed by Jarnain, and they're going quickly. A length to Stonebrook Meadow, about 5 lengths to Braces and 2 or 3 lengths to Irish Moss. Now Cooksley steadying this leader as they race over the crossing at the 850, and Marcidi about a half to 3/4 of a length on Dry Humour. In third spot, about 1 3/4 away, Stonebrook Meadow inside of Odessa. A length further back comes Jarnain, just being shaded by Braces on the fence, and 3 lengths to Irish Moss. Towards the 550 and home corner, and the favourite making play Marcidi. Out about 3/4 of a length on Dry Humour, being followed there by Odessa. Stonebrook Meadow is locked away. Dittman waiting for the cutaway. 2 lengths to Braces, Jarnain, a length Irish Moss. At the 250 metres, and Dry Humour's raced up to Marcidi, and probably he's got his nose in front, and Cooksley desperate on Marcidi. Dry Humour's doing by far the better, and Dry Humour really extending, put a length and a half to Stonebrook Meadow, seeing daylight from Marcidi, but it's all Dry Humour. A nice win. Dry Humour about 2 lengths nearly to Stonebrook Meadow. Third Marcidi, fourth Jarnain, and then the stablemates Braces and Odessa, and Irish Moss last pretty well all the way. Dry Humour, number 6, ridden by Glenn Boss. Number 6, Dry Humour, ridden by G. Boss, has paid $6.60 and $3.20. Number 4, Stonebrook Meadow, ridden by L. Dittman, has paid $2.40, and there'll be no third for number 3, Marcidi. He wanted to go very hard early, the favourite Marcidi. Dry Humour always in touch.
Dry Humour, number 6, to return $3.50 and $1.55. Number 4, Stonebrook Meadow at $1.30, no third.
Vietnam stud, Mr. R. Sangster, of course. And scoring nicely from Stonebrook Meadow, a 3-year-old chestnut gelding, Pilaster. From Xena, Clary Connors, McDittman, and Marcidi, a 3-year-old chestnut colt, Masque Whymper, Jack Denham, Grant Cooksley. Numbers up, 6, 4 and 3. The 4th to 2, Jarnain, and 7 ran 5th Odessa. The margins not yet to hand. The times there, though, at 110.1. 110.1, that's only a second outside Final Cards class record. So good win to Dry Humour. He's had the 3 starts now, and only 2 following a spell, for a 100% record since he came back. His first run, of course, here resulted in a 4th placing. 6, 4, 3, very impressive Dry Humour. Stonebrook Meadow made up a bit of ground when he got clear, and as I say, Marcidi probably wanted to over-race in the early stages, and that didn't do his chances any good. Race number 4, the Spring Champion Stakes, 2,000 metres, Group 1. And here K. Moses on number 9, Glide Away, and no scratchings. Now the sectional details on the previous. Margins are up 2 1/4 by a half, 2 1/4 length by a half a length, and the time repeating 1:10:01, 34:77 was the sectional time. 34 with McDittman aboard will be the last into the stalls. And in goes Simulcast, Superimpose, with Mel Johnston up, led the field onto the track for the Spring Champion Stakes of 1994. Starter comes across to his dispatch point, climbs the ladder, and presses the button, and away they go. And immediately Simulcast drops out to last, and racing just a little bit ungenerously, and Brave Warrior holds the lead narrowly from Breathtaker, Law of the Land, and Dane Win. Wider out is Glide Away, and then comes about a length back Shistad, Stay Tuned, Celtic Explosion, and Simulcast last. Well, not much pace on, and Brave Warrior is in front. And as they travel almost 400 metres, Brave Warrior with his mouth wide open. He's about 2 1/2 lengths now on Dane Win. 2 away third Shistad, followed by Law of the Land, Glide Away, then Breathtaker, Stay Tuned. 2 further back is Celtic Explosion, a length to Simulcast. New roll for Brave Warrior, out making play. Nothing else wanted to lead, so Muntz decided, right, well, I will. And along the back of the track they travel, going towards the 1,200 metres, and Brave Warrior about a length and a half now on Dane Win. A neck away third on the outside is the Victorian Shistad, and 2 1/2 Law of the Land. A neck it's outside Glide Away, 1 Breathtaker, about a length and a half, then 2 Stay Tuned. Simulcast second last, and last is Celtic Explosion, about 8 lengths from the leader, Brave Warrior. And the hope of the Banana Landers comes down the side, approaching the 850. Brave Warrior by 1 length on Dane Win. Shistad keeping Dane Win snookered and then Glide Away. Followed on the fence by Law of the Land. A little more than a length away next, Stay Tuned, Breathtaker, Simulcast, and still last is Celtic Explosion as they head down to the 600 in the Spring Champion Stakes. And Brave Warrior, he's been the leader from the word go. A new role for him, basically. He's a length and a half clear on Shistad. Dane Win waiting for the run, followed closely on the outside next as they swing into the straight by Glide Away. And the deepest is Stay Tuned, and then Law of the Land. Into the stretch, 400 left to go. And Brave Warrior tackled by Dane Win and headed by Dane Win, and Stay Tuned racing up quickly. How much has Brave Warrior got left? At the 250. And it's Dane Win in front. Brave Warrior fighting back, and then Stay Tuned. Dane Win still the leader. Muntz desperate on Brave Warrior. He can't peg back Dane Win. Jackie Chair from Hong Kong on Dane Win, and Dane Win scores in the Spring Champion Stakes of 1994 from Brave Warrior, and third placing Stay Tuned from Breathtaker, Celtic Explosion, Shistad, and then Law of the Land, Glide Away, and Simulcast was last.
Double.
2 Dane Win to return 210 for the win, 65 the place, 1 Brave Warrior, money back 50, and 4 Stay Tuned, 175.
Number 1 Brave Warrior, Chris Muntz, $1.20. Number 4 Stay Tuned, ridden by Grant Cooksley, has paid $3.20. Well, Dane Win had a lovely run. He couldn't have ridden the horse any better, Jackie Chair. For Mr. A. Chung and Mr. Sonny Yam, a Baycold 3, Dane Hill, Kota Healy House, Bob Thompson, the trainer. 11 starts, 5 wins, 2 seconds. Brave Warrior, Muntz forced into leading, and as Paul Dolan, just having a look over the concluding stages, he wanted to hang in a bit, Dane Win, on Brave Warrior. He had, pardon me, had Brave Warrior safely beaten at the time, in my opinion. He fought back pretty well. Paul Dolan, Brave Warrior, having to lead.
Yeah, unusual role for him, and he seemed to settle pretty well, didn't he?
He did. Just got his mouth open a little bit in the early stages. Just around about, what, the 150, 175, he looked as though he'd come back, didn't he?
Yeah, Dane Win may have bought in just a fraction, but I'd say he was safely holding Brave Warrior at the time. But you can't beat that smother and then the opening, can you? You know,
yeah.
You're always hard to beat under those circumstances.
Moving up Canberra.
Jackie Chair, hands and heels with a little show of the whip, and Dane Win giving Jackie his most important win. And there he comes. Well, the connections are loyal. I said we want Jackie to ride the horse, and Jackie has carried out his part of the transaction in magnificent fashion. 214, $4, $1.30 in NSW, $1.20 the second, $3.20 third, Quinilla $2.60, trifecta $50.90. The time was 2 minutes 4.26, 2 minutes 4.26, race record to Bozam and Stylish Century 22.4. The last 600 took 35.71. Now for the Superfecta in New South Wales, number 8 ran 4th, Breathtaker. Number 7 was 5th, Celtic Explosion. And the 6th placing went to number 9, Glide Away. So 2, 1, 4, 8, 7 and 9, and the margins are to come. It's a very happy Jackie Chair bringing this winner Dane Win to the enclosure.
More from Ian shortly. Just about set Canberra. Let's head to Tony.
Good on.
Now they are set Melbourne, the network currently with a Newcastle commitment. Off Melbourne.
Was Infantry, followed by Coogee Ruler, and right down the outside was Red Tim. They've got 200 to go, and Pete
and Ben's Rocket. Lord Trident working up to join the leaders. They settle properly into stride, and going with them Rancho Man as they race past the 1200 metre mark. Then Monsieur. Back third last is Draft Choice. Doremus in front of it in centre field as they run down the side. Cogitate with Campaign Warrior. Sosfelt well back through the label. My Bodyguard last of all. 900 out, and Ben's Rocket takes over, leads by a length the Street Ruffian. A length Lord Trident third, 1.5 then to Rancho Man on the inside. Defoe. 2 away Monsieur on its back there. Pearl Prince the outside. Sosfelt ridden up at making ground. Cogitators on the inside of Campaign Warrior. Another 2 then to Doremus. Draft Choice back along the inside is a mile back, 600 metres out with My Bodyguard. And True to Label last of all. 500 metres out on the corner. Ben's Rocket about to be tackled by Street Ruffian, and Lord Trident goes up on the outside. Rancho Man waiting for the run. Defoe is there on the fence, then Cogitate. Next Monsieur coming to the outside with Pearl Prince. Trying to work into the clear was Draft Choice, but hard ridden with Sosfelt, and Campaign Warrior down the outside. 300 metres metres out. Street Ruffian in front. Monsieur grabbing it on the outside. Campaign Warrior. Rancho Man Monsieur took the lead. On the outside, Campaign Warrior. Street Ruffian fighting back, but Monsieur in front near home. Getting home late is Cogitate, but it's Monsieur in front. Monsieur 3 parts, nearly a length. To Cogitate, third placing, possibly Campaign Warrior. Doremus Fluid in the centre, Pearl Prince from Rancho Man, Sosfelt. Draft Choice, True to Label back with Defoe. Then Ben's Rocket. Lord Trident knocked right up in the race. Sosfelt was eased back near the line, and last of all is My Bodyguard.
Double to pay 643.70.
And the win in place, number 5, Monsieur, 9.50 and 3.10. 3 Cogitate, 3.50, 11 Campaign Warrior, $8.20.
Number 5, Monsieur, to return $5.95 and $2.05. Number 3, Cogitate, $1.75, and number 11, Campaign Warrior, to pay $4.25. We'll have more from there shortly. Okay, the Racing and Sporting Service time is coming up to 2 minutes to 3 on this our Saturday afternoon edition. And we have...
Out the back goes a lead. And they'll soon be off and racing in the 1994 Craven Plate. Crowd looks good today. Quite pleasant weather here at Randwick. The Inghams have 2 in it, Deposition and Booked. Ready to go. And they're off in the Craven Plate, and the best to begin was Falcon Walk. Falcon Walk leads narrowly from Fraternity, and wider out is Silk Ali from Deposition, and 2.5 lengths to Booked. Now, it looks like Silk Ali's going to go to the front with ease now, yes, and at the end of 300 metres, it's Silk Ali and Aaron Kennedy racing away, about 2.5 lengths on Falcon Walk, a similar gap to Fraternity, 3/4 to Deposition, and just over a length to Booked. As they head to the back of the course now, negotiate the first crossing at the 1,600 metres, and Silk Ali shows the way, a stablemate of the previous winner, the Spring Champion Stakes winner Dane Wynn, and Silk Ali steadied by Kennedy, just over a length now on Falcon Walk. Third is Fraternity on the outside, followed a length back by the stablemates, I refer to Deposition inside of Booked. No variation, galloping down the back of the course and heading to the 1,200 metres, and Silk Ali leads the way. He's keen to run. He's about 2 lengths again on Falcon Walk, who's the roughie in this field of 5. Deposition parked inside of Fraternity, and about 1.5 lengths gap to Booked, who'd only be about 5 or 6 lengths from Silk Ali. Nothing really has pressured Silk Ali from the time he got to the lead, and as they come down the side and link up with the next crossing at the 850, Silk Ali about a length on Falcon Walk, 2 lengths Fraternity, a half length the Deposition, and 1.5 still is Booked. As they leave the 800 pole behind them, and it's Silk Ali, a length on Falcon Walk. Fraternity given full rein now by R.S. Dye, and as they head down to the 600 metres, it's Silk Ali, a length and a half. Falcon Walk under severe pressure. Fraternity the outside, going after Silk Ali. Deposition slipping up on the inside, and now about to come away from the rails to tackle Silk Ali. Booked is still last as they straighten up, and Silk Ali in front, but Deposition and Fraternity are starting to bridge the gap, and 3 lengths to Booked. Forget Falcon Walk. At the 200 metres, Silk Ali won't give in, but Fraternity's drawn level now. Deposition fighting on too. Fraternity out in the centre of the track, and Silk Ali clear of Deposition. Silk Ali coming again. How much has Fraternity got left? Silk Ali just the leader. Fraternity again lunging at him, and got him. Fraternity in the last bound. From Silk Ali, third Deposition. Fourth was Booked, and fifth and last Falcon Walk.
On the Super Tab, number 4, Fraternity, 85 and 60. Number 2, Silk Ali, 115. No third for 1 Deposition.
Fraternity, $1.70 and $1.20. Number 2, Silk Ali, was showing when they jumped away $5.40 on the place tote, $2.20. It was a great finish. The two of them went to the line absolutely locked together. And he has just outplugged Silk Ali to win by around about a half head to a short head. And repeating, 170 and 120 by Starway from Sinclair, a 4-year-old chestnut gelding, trained by Graham Begg for Mr. and Mrs. Don Byrne, Mr. and Mrs. Cole Tidy, Neville Begg and Partner Syndicate, managed by Miss Carmel Begg, Graham Begg the trainer, and there's the number 4 Fraternity. Number 2 is second, Silk Ali, a 6-year-old chestnut gelding by Alibi from Silk Thread, trained by Bob Thompson, written by Aaron Kennedy, and Deposition third, number 1, a brown gelding, 8, Ptolemaeo's State at John Hawkes Grand Cooksley. The time was 2:03.84, so they didn't really dawdle in that small field. The record held by Sarah Fay at 2:01.7, 2:03.84, and we'll have the sectional breakdown coming up shortly. So Fraternity, Shane Dye, I suppose that's a little compensation for Shane, because he, as you know, had been doing a lot of the riding on Dane Win, but the owners from the East decided that they'd stick with Jackie Chair today, give Jackie the big chance to take it out. So Jackie replaced Shane with happy results for Jackie.
Getting set Canberra.
It's back here with Fraternity, who won officially by a head with a length and a half second and third. A head, a length and a half, 2.384. Last 600 took 35.85. 35.85. So he's on target now for a run in the Caulfield Cup, the winner. The Cannon Epsom is race 6, takeout number 6, Poetic King.
And more from Ian shortly, set Canberra.
Now the line is almost set.
As we go to Ian for the Epsom, just in a moment, in fact, because we'll check the openers for race number 5, Canberra, just before that. Race 5, Canberra, 1 Still Starkus on the act tab, 22.860, 2 cents fare is 70 and 18, 3 is out, 4 Blue Baroness, 3.10 and 1.30 in favourite, 5 is Bronze Medal, 23.320, 6 King Quest is showing at 4 and 2.40, 7 Plain Wally, 10 and 2.90, 8 Gaelic Special, 8.40, 2.20, 9 Magic Moments, 11 and 3.80, 10 Playface at 53 and 24, and 11 Son Master, 4.60, 1.40, 6.47, selections 5th Canberra at 4 o'clock, set the Epsom.
4, AJC Cannon Epsom Handicap. Starter has the button, presses it, they're away. Potential Star and Telesto a little slowly into stride with My Diamond Rouge, and Play or Pay leads from Slight Chance. Capestad is going up there early, followed by Star Dancer on the inside. Bundy Lad is in hot pursuit of the lead, and here comes Over the Top, whizzing around the outside and gets to the front as they settle down. It's Over the Top leading about a half length on Play or Pay, a length away third is Bundy Lad, followed by Star Dancer. Slight Chance is next, and Captain Lee's over on the inside. A length and a quarter away next on the inside. Rail was losing a little bit of ground there. Capestad. Around them goes Wabasso. In that pack of horses, Captain Lee. March Hazard off the track with Mr. Mutual Respect, Soho Square. And then comes My Diamond Rouge as they run along the side from Navy Seal. Then Big Dreams and a tenor. Well back Potential Star and Company with Kingston Bay. And Cabora second last, and Absolute Telesto. 700 out. Over the top, the leader. From Play or Pay, Bundy Lad, and then Star Dancer moving up very quickly. On the extreme outside, March here, and then Slight Chance, followed closely by Navy Seal. Behind those next is Captain Lee, and then comes Unequalled. My Diamond Rouge, and a length and a half further back is Big Dreams as they straighten up now. And here's a good go on the Epsom. Over the top, tackled by Bundy Lad. Play or Pay between them. And on the outside, Wabasso, and here's Navy Seal and Star Dancer getting up on the inside. Navy Seal hits the front for Darren Beedman. Navy Seal about a half length on Play or Pay, followed by Captain Lee, and flying home is Cabora, but Navy Seal in front. Cabora flashing home. Won't make it. Navy Seal, I reckon, from Cabora very close. Tenors run third from Potential Star and Kingston Bay, followed by My Diamond Rouge, March here, Play or Pay, and then came at the head of the others on the inside. Over the top, Bundy Lad, and then a gap to Captain Lee, Big Dreams, followed by Capestad, Telesto, Soho Square, Unequalled. Pulling up quickly, Mr. Mutual Respect with Star Dancer, and amongst the tail enders, Slight Chance.
21 Navy Seal to return $14.85 for the win and $4.05 the place. 8 Cabora place dividend of $3.25 and 14 Tenor to return $1.55.
Navy Seal coming home very fast was Cabora, but as they've reached the line in the Epsom handicap, Navy Seal has just beaten Cabora, and the third placing will go to number 14, and that's Tenor. The winner, Navy Seal. Well, Darren Beedman, he was going to ride Poetic King. There's the number 21, Navy Seal is first. Number 21, the winner. Number 8 is second, and that is Cabora. And it's a further photo finish to determine third, and Tenor is very prominent in that photo for third. Let's forget the other one on the inside there. Navy Seal by Red Anchor from Autumn Star, trained by Paul Perry for himself, Mrs. P.A. Brockhoff and G.H. Sloan. And Darren Beedman, the winning rider. I wonder what he thought when Poetic King was scratched. He probably thought, well, if I do get on Navy Seal, I wonder what sort of a chance it's got. Its recent form had been fairly ordinary. But he put his best foot forward today, Navy Seal, starting from a wide alley, and has been able to score. Number 8, second, Cabora. A 6-year-old brown gelding by Crested Wave from Saving, trained by Lee Friedman, ridden by Wayne Harris. By the way, the totes, that winner should pay about $29 and $8.30. Number 8 was showing at $5.70. And the third is not up at the moment. And the time for the race was 1:34.89. 1:34.89. The first 800 took 46.97. 46.97. The last 600, 36.01. And the judge obviously having a job to split the horses for third there. Tenor battled on well, but full honours to Navy Seal. Drew the outside. March here was forced to cover a lot of ground. And as far as the others were concerned in the race, Big Dreams made a short-lived dash in the straight. Kingston Bay didn't do a great deal. Star Dancer looked a chance as he got through on the inside, straightening up. Cabora ran home well. But full honours to Navy Seal. Cabora coming home late, but not quite quickly enough. And Tenor and what's that other one involved for third? Tenor and not far away was Play or Pay. And Unequal wasn't far back there either. It's a developed print for third. Okay, developed print for third, 21.8 and a photo finish. Okay, well, I'm glad that's over because I had awful troubles with my binoculars during the running of that. They tended to, I don't know what went wrong there, but they went all hazy. It was a nightmare call. 21.8 developed print. Rodney, more from you.
Okay, well, let's update the goals.
Meeting continues here tomorrow, Turnbull and Manifold Stakes Day. Now, Japar's ready. So we wait on Mr. Brimley, who is being vetted behind the stalls, about 40 metres behind the barrier at the moment, with Michael Clark conferring with the veterinary surgeon over there. And a decision to be made as to whether Mr. Brimley is going to start or not. Paul Ahern, the starter, is down there conferring. Now, one of the attendants, it's my old mate Laurie Hillman's got a hold of Mr. Brimley.
Keep you informed there. Update, race 1 Belmont due at 4:21. Alabran 11 and 3:10. 2 Cheeky Secret 4:41.40. 3 Choc Mint 8 and 2. 4 is out. 5 Elsie's Dream 18.390. 6 is the favourite. 4 Chevelle at 2:51.20. 7 is out. 8 Kahlua Moon 36.650. 9 is Lapis Lazuli 15.350. 10 is out and 11 Our Cutie 4.91.80 and 12 is out. 20,000 the win, 14,700 the place. 6 to 11 selections. Race 1 Belmont at 4:20. Mr. Brimley past fit to run. Here's Brian.
Set. Oh, there's 3 Pels rearing. Racing this time. They've jumped away in an absolutely perfect line. Mistral Dream, Bermintor away quickly. Mr. Brimley drifting back, Saracen away and whipping around the outside there of Georgie Lady, Century Magic going forward, and also Admiral Cutter. Fiscal Bandit centre field. 3 Pals trapped a little bit deep with Main Strike, Seclude easing back. Then Devinder over on the outside. Grey Alex, No Home Bandit back towards the tail. Japar's deep. Watonga is last. And just in front of it is Kaviri. Past the 1600, Saracen takes the lead. A length in front of Admiral Cutter. Third, Bermintor. Oh, trouble there for Georgie Lady. Through the head in the air. Lost a length or so. It settles again now. On the outside there, Century Magic. Inside it, Mistral Dream. A length and a half to Callisto Grey. 3 Pals getting one off the fences. They work down the back. Seclude in the centre. Mr. Brimley, and there's another one trapped over on the outside of those as they head towards the 1,000. A length and a half to Grey Alex, and with it there comes Fiscal Bandit. Watonga moving up on the inside of Devinder and Main Strike. Well back, No Home Bandit. And last of all is Kaviri, about 15 off the lead. And that leader is Saracen as they head to the 900 metre mark, leading by 2 lengths to Admiral Cutter. 2.5, third Bermintor. Over on the outside then comes Georgie Lady now pulling. Mistral Dream the inside from Century Magic running a cheeky race. Mr. Brimley and Japar's Callisto Grey. 3 Pals to the outside of Seclude. Then Grey Alex as they head before the turn. Fiscal Bandit, Watonga the inside. Kaviri, Devinder, and last of all No Home Bandit. 600 metres out, and Saracen's going to lead them around the turn by a length. Second is Admiral Cutter. Over on the inside, Bermintor, and wider out on the track there, Georgie Lady, Century Magic. Japar's hooking deep as they straighten up. Over on the inside, Mr. Brimley. Watonga getting through on the fence, and further back, 3 Pals under the whip. With it, Callisto Grey, Fiscal Bandit, Devinder, and on on the outside, Kaviri. Saracen, 300 metres still in front. Admiral Cutter trying to get to it with Bermintor. Watonga over on the inside, and then comes Georgie Lady, Mistral Dream, and down the outside, Grey Alex from a mile back. Saracen in front, Watonga the inside, getting to it. Saracen, Watonga, Grey Alex flashing home, but Watonga, a brilliant ride, comes away. Watonga wins by 3 parts of a length, Saracen. Grey Alex has got third. Then Mistral Dream, Admiral Cutter, Kaviri, Century Magic, Mr. Brimley, Georgie Lady, Bermintor, Main Strike. 3 Pals didn't put in Devinda. Well back Seclude, No Home Bandit, Callisto Grey, Fiscal Bandit, and last in was Japaz.
Winner number 14, Watonga, at $20.30 for the win, and for the play $6.20. Second to 1, Saracen, $3.90, and third to number 10, Grey Alex, at $2.70.
Moving in Perth, correct weight Newcastle.
A dashing ride. I saw him starting to make ground before the turn.
14 Watonga, 865 and 280 on Super Tab. 1 Saracen, 160, and number 10 Grey Alex to return 135.
100 metres to go, and it's come away to